holding pro-terrorist foreign actors like Hasan Piker to account. Yeah, I think America deserved a 9/11, and then you cut to him. Mr. Piker, you drive a Porsche, you call Americans hogs, and you think socialism is how we're going to finish this country? Senator Josh Hawley is fighting for Americans like you. Is this the end of my road on Twitch? How long is this? I'll check this out real quick.
My assessment of the situation, I think, is they'll probably drop me as a sacrificial lamb instead of genuinely trying to push back against this. This is a real push that's taking place. The House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer,
I know
Republican
you can't see
from
it.
Kentucky, invited the CEOs of Discord, Steam, Twitch, and Reddit to testify on the
That's right. Go fucking dipshits. I'm not gonna vote. The only thing that matters is fucking. You know what? That's enough. Actually, that's enough. That's enough. Segment. Hasan is a guy on the internet. Hasan is a guy on the internet. More so than most guys on the internet are. I swear to fucking God. He's so fucking irritating to me. If Hasan died tomorrow, I wouldn't give a shit. Okay, doesn't mean I want him to. No, I don't. I don't. He's a fucking idiot and a self-obsessed moron and a pretty much bog standard capitalist fail son type. He is just like the people he proclaims to hate. He just, like them, has absolute lack of awareness of the world around him and has built up a platform based on sycophantism and half-assed, half-understood, and half-dicked terrorism and ideologies behind that, where he's basically put himself in a position where he can become the poster boy for the left, right? For all leftist thought, which is in no way, shape, or form good. Nothing about Hasan's life, his way of talking, his way of reaching out to people, his way of speaking with people, his way of building his audience, his way of reading the news, his way of delivering the news, his way of accumulating news, his way of streaming, his way of fundraising, his methods, his mannerisms, his ideology, none of it is going to win a single fucking election for anybody. Maybe on Earth, but definitely not in America, and definitely not one of the ones that matter. He's never leading an army. He's never fighting any fights for himself. He is a unironic albatross around the neck of leftist causes that never had to be that. He could have just been an albatross. Everybody likes that. Instead, he fucking hung himself with petty, stupid fucking infighting and selective. Basically, he's like the Imagine, I said George Floyd. Floyd Mayweather. Imagine if Floyd Mayweather had the same reticence to fight a bunch of additional fights, right? Except for the ones that were like perfect, but also he just never won in the first place. That's where Hasan is. He's made money without having to do anything. Really. There's no value to him. I really can't hammer this home enough. He has no value. There's nothing about him that's great, which is fine because that's leftism. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to kind of participate and be like, a good ally, or at least a solidarity type focused individual. What he is instead is a cult of personality that could have been dreamed up in a lab by the CIA to make leftist standpoints unpalatable to other people. I don't know what the fuck his value is or purpose, but like that's it. His major issues right now, to pull back on him, you're like, oh, you just hate him. Like, I don't hate him because of anything other than what he is. It's all things that he has actively done as a person willfully that makes me fucking despise Hasan. And when he stops doing them, I no longer care. And if he just stopped, I wouldn't give a shit anymore, okay? He has abused his own intellectual property in order to flood the zone with his messaging and his likeness only. Basically, he's kind of stolen controversy from the left and made all the controversies that can exist, aside from the small ones that fucking also belong to goddamn destiny, about himself. And that means that no one else gets to have their moment to fight. No one else gets to be out there. So it's always just his son. Oh my God, Peter talking about violence on the left. Oh my God, they're talking about me. And the thing about it is he's a gigantic pussy. Huge. He knows it too. Otherwise, his whole platform would be about like, I'm a pussy, go fucking fight me, da da da. He would be out there. And he used to be like that up until Sam Hyde permanently put him into a nosedive by saying, like, literally just box me in a fucking regulated boxing match. Also, I'm coming to your house to kill you in real life. And like his audience latched onto that and in a way to just basically, I don't know, act as like permanent fucking a bitch support. I have no idea why they did what they did. But they basically said, like, yeah, we're going to cede all of the ground possible to the right. Hasan, who is our masculine head of this area, is going to refuse to fight somebody for charity and also just to beat up a fucking Nazi. And now he is always the heart of every controversy. And he's also a fucking massive liability to us. Because there's no good things that come from him being what he doesn't do anything valuable. People are like, oh, he raised money for Palestine. Not enough to do anything. It doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, the fucking sunlight on my window moderately heated the inside of my house. So technically it's contributing to cooking a whole egg. Nope, not the case. But he is always a fucking deficit because he does stupid bullshit. My biggest issue with him is he half-dicks terrorism. Violence as a method of political participation is not just valid, it's an aspect of political participation. It goes back to the beginning of it. The monopoly on state violence is an aspect of the state that is good so long as the state returns what it loses or what you lose by having access to that violence. Okay? So like, hey, if I lived out in the woods, I could use as much violence as I can get access to in order to craft the world around me. I could use my violence to defend my area of land. I could use it to hunt people or animals or whatever the fuck in order to take resources from them. I could do anything that really comes to my mind, but instead of doing any of that, I am going to cede my access to violence in order to participate in society, because instead of having to, hunt down bears and stuff and kill things to stay alive, there's other people that will do that for me. And any of the other things where the conflict mitigation usually that'll occur between me and other citizens will be handled via court systems and police and authorities. So I won't be violent, but I will get so much more in return for ceding my access to violence that it won't be a loss to me. Whereas opposed to someone like a slave who has their access to violence taken away from them, they don't get anything back. They get mistreated. They have nothing but their literal chains to lose, because if they go and they reassert their access to violence, in opposition to the state monopoly on it, they can use it to better their lives, and they should. That's just a necessary thing. If you have some sort of demon running a country, right? We'll say it's a different country than mine, and it's an actual demon from hell. You would go, well, should I go through the court system? Or should I maybe, I don't know, fucking throw a silver sword into the eye socket of Halroth, the third archon of hell? Maybe I should do that second thing, because he doesn't seem like he really wants to negotiate, and he's also stacked the courts with his own fucking progeny, who are literal, like, maggots with human faces that just scream the words guilty. You know what I mean? Like, political violence is a legitimate and ancient form of interacting with political systems. Other countries and other setups and situations have had political violence in controlled ways be part of how you basically negotiate down to the end of whatever thing that's, you're talking about. We'll sacrifice people's lives. We will execute criminals. We will have a duel to see who should be in charge of this, that, and the other. Generally, though, we've said we should probably be pretty reticent to use it because political violence, like all violence, can spiral out of control. Generally, it's not great. But if you're going to say that political violence is good, as I do, if it's used correctly, you should also state very emphatically and specifically when it's okay to do. never against civilians, never against anyone that doesn't have anything to do with the conflict. Casualties and fucking bystander deaths are not acceptable. If you have to use violence to fix the world or do anything, it has to be used in a planned, coordinated, highly specific way. And you can't have other people trying to figure out what that way might be through you kind of pussyfooting and dicking around it, because then you open up the door to people going, well, I'll interpret for myself because I can tell that there's violence needed, but I don't know how. Don't ever hurt fucking bystanders. Don't hurt women and children and men who don't have anything to fucking do with this issue. You know what I mean? If you're going to go and do something like kill a random demagogue that's preaching for the fucking subjugation of a race, you know, I guess, hey, that fucking happens, okay? If you're going to go and assassinate a king who happens to be a dog shit king, bully for you. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to go and, I don't know, pointlessly massacre a bunch of dipshits at a fucking festival, accomplishing next to nothing and getting yourself half genocided for 2 straight years, maybe you're a fucking idiot and your type of political violence is not as effective as other people's. And there's a lot of conversations to be had within that a lot of these people are not willing to engage with on both sides of this argument, which is, you know, I guess you would say like the Hutch side. Hutch is highly anti-political violence. Okay, very un-American of you. Beating up tax collectors and tarring and feathering them is political violence. Do you know what I mean? Like going and protecting strike breakers by beating up Pinkertons is political violence. Pinkertons beating up strike breakers is political violence, depending on how you feel about that issue. Violence is an aspect and a valid, not valid and morally good, valid as in it works when you do it right, method of political interaction. Like, it just is the case. I don't know how to say that in a nicer way. So you have one side, you have people like Hutch who are like, political violence is never ever okay, which is just an absurdity. It's not like historically accurate. Now, if you're just saying that like I would never advocate for political violence because I don't know when it's okay and it scares the shit out of me, that's a perfectly fine standpoint, and that should be most people's standpoint. You should probably keep it out of your fucking mouth if you don't have any relationship to it, and especially if you're not willing to do it yourself. You should never talk about it, because you don't want people getting it in their heads that they're like, well, I gotta protect you, so I should go out there and hurt someone. Like, that's fucking absurd. As I've said a million times, don't ever do anything like that for me. You fuck it, stupid as fuck. You would literally only be doing it to get me in trouble. It would be a fucking scam. The stupidest thing in the fucking world. And America's not that bad off. There's very few, I think the only possible person I can think of, there's very few people you could hurt that you couldn't do a lot of legal things to prior. It's just not necessary right now. It just really isn't. And the methods and levels of political violence you need to rise to get certain fucking, end games or end goals out of where individuals around this would be like, oh, we want this to happen. They're just not feasible. You're not going to get enough people there. You're going to get one fucking one mentally ill fucking moron killed and maybe a bunch of innocent people, and then make yourself look like a fucking dipshit. On the other side, Ban Empanada would completely misunderstand what you're saying, would definitely have something to say about it if he was listening. Yeah, you have the Ban Empanada Hasan talk that they had that was completely fucking idiotic on Noah Samson's stream. Like, I remember hearing, I was like, oh God, no. I didn't need to say too much extra about it at the time, but I think I probably commented on it. You can't do the CIA stochastic terrorism manual on Maine, basically, which is what Hasan has done and what Ban Empanada constantly does. Ban Empanada is an anti-Semitic terrorist at this point. He just is, whether he wants to be or not. He's just articulated a lot of anti-Semitic. Whether he believes it's the case or not doesn't matter. Like, you can't argue about it. That's just what they're going to say at the trial before they put someone in prison. And trust me, like, the second they're going to fucking extradite the shit out of him. He said something about, like, you Americans are going to get put in camps or something. It's like, I don't know where in fucking South America you think you're safe from American reprisal. Like, that's crazy. Dude, you got like maybe like one country down there? You're going to have to go to Brazil. I don't know if they're going to let you in. But what they were talking about during that conversation was basically like, I don't think that electoralism works. I think Bad Banana specifically said something along the lines of like, I can't say exactly what I want to say, but, there is something, basically they have dick terrorism. And it's terrorism. It is. Hasan's fans that say, if you say he's a terrorist, you're being Islamophobic, you fucking people are racist as shit. I don't know if you understand that or not. Hasan is not like a Muslim man. He is a cunt from LA. He looks like every LA cunt. That's just the standpoint. He is not like practicing Islam and shit. And it's not like, oh, Jewish people. It's no, shut the fuck up. He's also just legitimately articulating terrorism. He just has done that. And in the worst possible way too, which is half-dicking it. Basically, someone else do this for me. I'm going to applaud when other people do it. I think it was right after Luigi Mangione shot the fucking CEO. He like goes and posts himself shirtless, like, oh yeah, he's just like me, bro. Me and Luigi Mangione, Jim Bros for the left or some shit. Who the fuck knows? It's not a direct quote, but like, cringe. Like, dude, you got to go fucking fight Sam Hyde. You have to fight Sam Hyde before you do any of that shit. Because like, I know you're not going to do it yourself. Bad Empanada can't. Bad Empanada looks like his body is built like Kermit the Frog without a person's hand in it. He's actually got one of the most like disgusting torsos I think I've ever seen. He's not doing any revolutionary action. If he can fucking walk up 10 flights of stairs, I think I would probably super chat him $10 and congratulations. If he did that like on camera without like, I'd be pretty fucking shocked. I know everyone like, you Americans are all fat. It's like, you guys look like fucking Muppets overseas. What the fuck are you talking about? But the thing is like Hasan half-dicks terrorism, and he's done it so much that his lack of definitive statements on it and his fucking, I don't know who convinced him this is the way to go about the conversation. I don't know if like he's been talking, one of you guys, Bassem Youssef, did he talk to you and you were like, sound like a moron all the time. Like just prevaricate and fucking meander. Because he doesn't understand enough about violence to know when it is and isn't okay, right? And that's the crazy thing. So you shouldn't be talking about it all. So when it comes to like Hamas, the October 7th attacks were stupid as fuck. Idiotic, bad move. I don't know what you think you accomplished, but it wasn't fucking worth it. It just wasn't. It was not worth it. It was an ineffective attack. It made the entire world make you look stupid. If it was like, well, what we'll do is we'll accelerate a genocide and lose tens of thousands of lives, if not hundreds of thousands of lives, so we can get, I don't know, recognized by the UN for Palestinian statehood. Fuck, you're a fucking idiot. That's a stupid move. What other moves did we have? I don't know, but that's fucking dumb. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. And it's easy to say, and you can say that and still be like pro-Palestine. Right? Like this is the thing. It's like when you don't understand how violence is done and you just think it of as basically you're just treating Hamas like, well, they probably do all the exact same things that I, in my mind, imagine the American military does, but they do it for a good reason as opposed to the American military, which does it for like oil or some shit. And I think that's how a lot of these guys think of violence and political violence and like military action, which is not good. That's a stupid person's view of the world. A very like a childishly stupid person's view of the world. Military actions have purposes, right? If you don't understand it, like, why did America not win in Vietnam? America didn't win in Vietnam because America did not have the political ability to make Vietnam America. That's why. Was it because like the American military wasn't good at fighting? No, the American military was good and learned more. It was still around. It didn't destroy itself. They maintained recruitment. The American military is still there. But if you're just like, no, the American military loses because goat herders can out think of like, dude, the American military is made out of goat herders. You fucking idiot. I know guys who own goats. They don't fucking hire Wall Street executives to be grunts, okay? It's goat herders on goat herder violence. Like, we're all the same fucking morons fighting on the ground. It is a political issue that causes it. So if you don't understand stuff like that and you can't get past, you're like, dude, hold on. But America bad, and I need to jerk off real quick because I just said that. Like, oh, shit, my bad. I guess we just go ahead. You know, do you need to leave the room? No, I want you to watch. Okay, freako. Like, if you can't get past that and understand that there's like multiple levels to this stuff and like there's reasons that the violence happens, even if you don't like it, you're like, this is fucking pointless. Like, okay, it's pointless, but that's somebody else's conclusion. Why do you think it's pointless? Articulate why mass bombing of Cambodians is actually the stupidest fucking thing. Don't just say that violence or bombing is pointless, because then you get into a position where you're like, well, pointlessness is politically valid just as long as I like the politics of it. You have the whole thing flipped. And this is what's wrong with Americans when they talk about foreign, not even foreign policy. This is what's wrong with people that are America and America focused when they talk about political violence, which war also is that they have it misunderstood. You think of everything like you're a fucking hero. Like, if somebody's fighting, they can lose only because they have a bad cause, and they win because they have a good one. And you try to convince yourself that that's not what you think, but that is what you think. That's why you think America's military was defeated in Vietnam, despite the fact that like it was still around. They just left. It's because the political will wasn't there. It wasn't because the Americans are particularly good or bad on the ground, or even the Vietnamese are particularly good or bad on the ground. The Vietnamese were extremely talented, really, really good at fucking fighting back the Americans. But also, they weren't fighting the Americans that much. They're fighting a lot of the South Koreans. And the South Koreans were like, I don't fucking even really want to fight for this bullshit. And the will wasn't there. The political aspect of it is the most important part. All of the violence is ancillary. It's just a thing that you can or can't do. Violence itself is morally neutral. It's the value that the political cause that goes into it. Okay, Tyler, isn't that just good guys should win, bad guys should lose? No, dummy. What they get you to do and whether or not that's going to do a thing that actually is supposed to happen or not, like that's the whole equation. You can't just look at parts of it and say, well, you know, you didn't win and you're bad and you deserve it. Or like you did win and you're good, so you do, right? You got to understand like what the fuck a military action is going to do. What is this moment of violence going to achieve? Who needs to be hurt, scared, injured, killed, diverted? What the fuck is this going to accomplish in order to understand whether or not it was a good move? And that will teach you whether or not the people that are calling for those moves are good. Because sometimes you'll have people that are talented get told to do something that's stupid as fuck. And maybe they pull it off, maybe they don't. But I was in the military, and I'll tell you right now, there's things that I did that were dumb as shit, not like criminal, but it's like, you know, if we would have died, it wouldn't have been my fault. I did everything right, but I'm literally getting moved into the wrong position. You fucking played chess badly. And that's very important so that you can look at stuff like what happened on October 7th and go like, this was politically ineffective. Like, this was a stupid way to use your military force. Like, this did not end well for you, which is the case with a lot of Islamic terrorism. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but you're stupid as fuck. That's all I can say. It feels like a lot of Islamic terrorist cells are like funded by capitalists to maintain the idea that like Muslims are dangerous so that we don't talk to Muslims, because it's not the case. Most Muslims I've ever spoke to in my life are like, I like political violence. I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? Like guys I was in the military with, like, I don't know where these people come from that make this, they think that like these suicide bombings are going to be effective down the line, right? And you kind of see this stuff repeated over and over with like Israel. Israel does the same thing to get you on their side. What is the point of this? Like, what's going on? And if you're like, okay, I'm looking at the political aspect, I see what you guys are trying to argue for, but when I look at the military cause and effect of what this operation would have done, what the risks of this operation are, and what it accomplished, you're not accomplishing anything, but you're killing a lot of civilians. That's what led me on my own, with no help from fucking leftists, who are no help, online leftists at least, no help in trying to parse these things, to go like, oh yeah, this is probably a genocide. You guys are actively trying to kill. You have to actively be trying to kill civilians. Otherwise, you would have probably ceased military operations immediately after this, because that's like an embarrassing level of ancillary casualties. So you definitely don't care about killing civilians. Ooh, this is good. And this all kind of goes along to, you have to know what the fuck you're talking about. At least a little bit. And it's not hard to understand military history. There's a bunch of fucking military history dorks that correct me on shit all the time. They never served or never even got close to it half the time, but they can read a fucking book. And it's the biggest deficit to leftists maybe that exists, that they feel confident in speaking on political matters and also simultaneously being terrified of even expressing knowledge of military, like endeavors of how it works, of how it operates. Like there's pride in being completely ignorant about political violence and then just saying no matter what happens, it's good because I'm on the side of the good guys. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're actually on the side of the good guys, not even like you want them to act morally, but you would want them to do stuff that works, right? Like if everyone knows how a vacuum cleaner works. If you walked in my house and I had the vacuum cleaner like sucking my eyelid out of my fucking head and I was scratching the floor with the top of it, would you go, "Oh man, you're doing that for America. Thanks." You know, and like, would you respect somebody that did that? No. People are like, do you disavow Hamas? To me, like, absolutely. Those guys are fucking morons. What a weird group of people. What a bunch of dipshits to ever support. They're fucking trash. But people want to just be violently in support of whoever they like because they're stupid pussies. Like, Banapanauta's a stupid pussy. He really just is. He blocked me instead of fucking scrapping with me because he knew I was right. If we met in real life, head squish. Sorry. Get dunked on. I mean, his little fans were like, "Oh, someone might come visit you or some shit because he likes to half dick with terrorism." And I said, "Hey, if you're a Banapanautta fan and you come visit me, make sure you tattoo some part of your body so I'll have a keepsake when I go visit him after I'm done with you." Okay? I'm not that guy. Like, you can't. It's not the fucking hippy dippy debate contest and Haas. Like, I live in this world, okay, and I play for keeps. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I think we should not do that stupid shit, but sometimes it does fucking happen. But more importantly, so much of the leftosphere online is so fucking cucked by being too much of a fucking pussy to understand how violence works, and too fucking self-satisfied masturbatory, sounding like Frogan's dumbass. I'm just happy when bad things happen to people I don't like. Like, oh, fine. Congratulations. Yeah, you're a fucking benefit to have around. Good. Could you fucking keep your fucking suck open all the time? Jesus fucking Christ. Self-satisfied by being basically like, I'm upsetting my dad right now. If my dad heard this, he would be very upset that I'm talking about Hamas and saying, I hope they kill more people. Like, okay, yeah, you're a serious actor. The left is riddled with that, and a lot of it is the fault of Hasan because he is a stupid pussy. Like, he's a weak man. He does not have the ability to fight his own fights. He refuses to. He sends his audience out. They'll be in my comment section fighting his fights for him instead of getting a fucking job, working harder, going outside and enjoying your free time. You're going to go like, oh, I saw Hasan bashing. I'm going to go into a comment section. Because people like Hasan, and people especially like Hasan's unquestioned by him orbiters, because he refuses to take any responsibility as a leader. Oh, I'm one of the most important, most prominent leftist online. Absolutely no sense of leadership, conferring nothing in return to the people that lifted him up to that. Just like, oh, I guess I just deserve to be up here because I had the right opinion on Palestine. Okay. No one else had that opinion either. It just definitely needs to be you. You weren't picked for any other reason. There's definitely no plan to make a fucking idiot pussy be the guy that's one of the most important voices for my causes in a time when we stand the most to gain from the current political situation. We're going to have to deal with Hasan being self-absorbed and fucking everything up. And his like fucking crew of orbiters and sycophants that are underneath him just basically desperate to suck whatever the fuck drippings are coming on, puddling on the floor beneath him. It's a pathetic state of affairs. It should be really obvious to people that, like, he is controlled opposition, and it's not because he's willingly participating in it. It's because he is a fucking puppet boy, and his strings are his ego and his pocketbook, and that's it. You can get a fucking moron like him to do anything because he doesn't stand for anything. He doesn't. He thinks he does. His audience does because he just says shit that would piss their dads off. You said America deserved 9/11. No one else gonna say that. Like, okay, dude, whatever. I get it. Right, dude, please do your fucking live journal today about that. Give us 500 words about how based he is. But, like, when it comes to, like, would you do a 9/11? If you think America deserves it, would you do it? Hard question, hard answer. Would you do a 9/11 to America? Do you think they deserve it? Oh, prevaricate and stuff. Then you don't need to talk about it. You don't need to say a fucking word about it. Do you understand that? Like, Tyler, do you think that the fucking, that there should be monarchs on Earth? No. Would you do something about it? If given the opportunity, yes, I would be the guy. I wouldn't even wear a bag on my head. Every single fucking king, every queen, all of them, done. Because I don't think that they should exist. And I would stand on that. Do you understand the difference? Tyler, you're a psycho for saying that. I know. It's not like a normal thing for people to say. It's a rarity that you have people that do that. I'm that idiot, okay? It's not a good thing. It's a burden to the people around me. They're like, Tyler, shut the fuck up. I know. It's just a thing that I fucking believe. Keep your mouth shut otherwise. Like, are you going to do it yourself? No, it just should happen. Then shut the fuck up. Do you understand that? Like, that's the point. Like, I don't want anyone else, if I said anything like that, it would be stupid to have other people put themselves into a risky situation or think about, like, oh man, I should just go fucking put my life on the line immediately, or I should go put other people's lives on the line for something some moron on the internet said. But fucking Hasan loves the theater of political violence. He loves it. He loves the idea of it. He loves the temporary win. He goes, oh my God, people are scared of me. Oh God, people are scared of us. It's fucking, ooh, it's nice. You know what I mean? But it's just theater. Like, and things are happening right now, Hollywood. You know, I'm in Kentucky. Things are happening right now, Hollywood. You're inside your house all day, every day, for hours upon hours at a time. Sometimes you go out to a protest if it's close. Hey, who doesn't, you know? But you're not like a very important person. But for some reason, all this importance is being placed on his shoulders in order to give him what, right? It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit any fucking workers. No unions. No fucking Palestinians benefit from Hasan being the face of the left. He didn't stop anything. Like, nothing happened. He ceded his access to power. He pissed into the fucking wind. So he's bad at politics. He's not good at telling the truth. He's one of the most untrustworthy news sources that exist. He uncritically platforms Taylor Lorenz just because she gave him a fucking snipe at someone who does what he does better than he ever can. Just because he just tells the truth, like David Pakman. Like, oh, yeah, Pakman's a fucking idiot. Okay, sure. I don't even watch him. I haven't seen him lie with the shocking regularity that fucking Hasan does. Hasan lies at the drop of a hat. Hasan will lie about something that is on the screen right then. Which is like, okay, if you're trying to do what the righties do, fair, but like, to what end? Like, what are you going to accomplish with it? Well, I just want to do what they do. Okay. Are you trying to sow discord? Are you trying to convince people? Because, like, their whole thing is they lie because it works because all of their beliefs are fake. If you're lying, you're suggesting that your beliefs are just as fake as theirs. Like, the kind of value in socialism is that it's scientifically provable to be better of a way of setting up a government than most of the other possible ways, right? It has its own flaws still, yes, but it has better overall outcomes. And so you kind of have to be really, like, on it when you're trying to seriously discuss the truth. If you want to be a troll, you can be a troll. I am sometimes, but I try to make people understand when I'm going in and when I'm not. It is what it is. If I have a shortcoming because of it, I do. And I have to own that. But he owns nothing. He lies at the drop of a hat. He doesn't even know when he's lying half the time. He prevaricates. He pisses about. He fucking mumbles and mush mouths. He has, he's up to 3 sex offender friends, maybe 4 or 5. I don't know if the other rumors are true. I heard something about he had a roommate in fucking high school or college. I mean, a roommate in college who was like a prolific rapist. So that would be another one. Who the fuck even knows? But he was already friends with Destiny. And he was also friends with fucking Mustache. And apparently Virgil, Texas, and the rest of the Cumtown guys. Like, he just attracts sex fiends somehow. The only women that are ever around him never question him. Doesn't really get a lot of women on his show that give him pushback. Usually just hanging out with the boys. And, you know, it gets a little suspicious after a second. Like, okay, so you just basically let people around you that are going to agree with you all the time, and you have so much fuck at stake, right? If I see somebody fucking a loser at my size, like, oh, what about you? Like, dude, I got fucking, 300 people in here maybe right now? The dude's got 30,000 on a good day, or an average day. It's a different fucking ballgame. 10,000 times the size, or 100 times the size, you know? It's a different ballgame. And he's not being questioned. He's not being slowed down. So all of the people that are large around him basically just agree with him, except for the few normies that blow through and they go like, yeah, Hasan made me watch terror videos. We forgot about that. He's just watching like some fucking random fucking nasheed. Like, hey, I'm going to go take a piss. You want to watch this nasheed real quick? Like, what the fuck? I was hanging out with you guys want to see this? This is from some people. I don't know. They were trying to fight the U.S. forces in Iraq. That's pretty based. What the fuck? Freaking broke out the fucking ISIS. He would have the ISIS flag up in a fucking heartbeat if he could get away with it. Probably just for the edgy credit. And that's it. He is just a fucking dipshit. That's it. I don't like the guy because he is not valuable to me. I mean, I don't know how to say that. Like, I don't like him the same way I didn't like Marvin Lewis being the head coach of the Bengals for 40 fucking years. 3,000 years. It's bad fucking head coach. Shouldn't have been a fucking head coach for that long. You know what I mean? Like, we got one fucking playoff show in 2005, and then you just fucking hung out for another, like, decade and a half or some shit? Like, it's time to fucking go, buddy. I don't care. Like, if you're not good for me, go. And that's kind of for anyone. And now, yeah. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer, Republican, Kentucky, invited the CEOs of Discord, Steam, Twitch, and Reddit to testify on the radicalization of online forum users. Twitch is not a factor in the Tyler Robinson investigation at all, and yet they want to bring the platform into the story. He's so stupid. This is a sinister reason, and I think you all know what it is. From Hasan. I would say, okay, this is happening. Apparently, I haven't confirmed this. I think people were talking about it, but I don't. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. Dan Saltman of Epstein fame, you know, hanging out with the old Epsteins. Dan Saltman, he was actually in my fucking chat the other day. Maybe going to testify to Congress because he's got a direct line to Richie Torres, so he can do that. Richie Torres being the 8th district congressperson from Brooklyn, I believe. I don't know. Richie Torres is like the most pro-Israel person in Congress. At least in the most pro-Israel Democrat in Congress, I think he's self-styled as such. He's the psycho that was talking to fucking Adam Friedland a couple weeks ago. That was like the weirdest conversation ever. I digress. Yeah, I think that you're going to see probably not too much happen here. I think that if Hasan doesn't get banned, it's actually probably a darker sign than if he does, because someone wants him around still. And there is no reason to keep Hasan around. He can't be making that much money relative to the amount of issues that he brings to the platform, especially when you consider he is a person that gets rules changed for him and about him and around him, and people complain about the lack of, fairness and stuff because of what he gets away with. And Twitch does not exist for Hasan. Twitch does not exist for Hasan to stream. And there's a lot of other people that are doing stuff that have nothing to do with politics. They're fucking massive GTA role players and video game streamers and IRL streamers and stuff that have nothing to do with politics and they're not political and stuff, but their bottom dollar is getting affected. And just, when it comes to law of large numbers, sure, probably a bunch of them aren't as big as him, but there's probably way more money being made by them collectively, and they all get put at risk by him. And he does not represent a large contingent of people. He's just weirdly massive on Twitch. And like the next closest leftist is like who? Like fucking Mike Denims? I don't know. You have to go down. All of a sudden, it's like all the way down to like 1 in 3,000 total concurrents. Most of whom, or not most of whom, but a great many of whom are his fucking waiting rooms. You know what I mean? So that's suspicious to me. Outliers are always odd, right? Like he's not a guy that follows the rules. He's not a guy that generates so much income in a low risk situation that he's highly valuable. He's being kept there for a reason. Now, to some degree, maybe it's so that you can say like, oh, well, Twitch entertains all voices, right? So we keep this one fucking idiot around and we picked the perfect idiot. I would say it was that as possible. I don't think it's Twitch is keeping him around because Twitch agrees with his politics. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't think that's the fucking case at all. I think maybe Twitch thinks that his personality and his faults and flaws are probably the best thing to attach to his politics, if I had to fucking guess. Okay, because like it's hot tub streams and shit, and then all of a sudden it's fucking this dipshit. It's the same platform that's owned by the person who also owns the Washington Post. You know what I mean? Which has turned its fucking editorial board into like pro-fracking nonsense. It looks like shit. We're not going to talk about elections or say who should and shouldn't be president anymore as a fucking newspaper. The guy that owns that newspaper also pays for Hasan Piker's entire lifestyle. His entire lifestyle. He's paid for by the fans through Twitch subs. I don't even know if Hasan has tried to go, if he has a Hasan GG, HGG, a stream offset. He's a very lazy person. He has to be, to have that much wealth and that much influence and that much access and to do next to nothing all day but fucking stream is crazy to me. I mean, even the other people that stream shitloads, they do stuff, like Kai Cenat or what? No, it's not. Is that Kai Cenat? Or is it I Show Speed? I can't remember. I always get, one of them's I think an asshole and the other one is the one that does, like hangs out with John Cena and sets his house on fire. I can never remember exactly which one because they're always flying by on TikTok. We'll say it's Drewski. Okay, Drewski, right? Didn't Drewski used to stream? I don't know. I love him though. He was hanging out with Epstein, or not Epstein. Did he? Fuck, I can't remember. We're gonna get in trouble. But these guys fucking do all kinds of stuff. One of the dudes was like, they put together. One of them got the IRL Spider-Man guy and was doing like an up all night stream with all these celebrities and stuff, and it was like this cool fun thing. I can barely remember what the hell happened. The other dude did a full cosplay run of Dark Souls Elden Ring, I think. It's crazy, right? It's just like high effort stuff. When you have money though, you can do it. Like I have access to equipment I never would have had access to. Just the paltry amount that I make off of like almost 20K subs on YouTube alone. The amount of money that he has, he could be doing like insane shit. You know what I mean? If an average journalist is $50,000 per year just to have on staff, he could have that, but he doesn't do it. And it's all deeply suspicious to me. I don't think that anything good would come of more Hasan. If Hasan disappeared tonight, if he got canceled, we lose nothing. If anything, probably a lot of leftists gain their audience because he's just he's collecting all of the views. He's collecting all of the fucking listeners and watchers and stuff. And there's no argument that you can make as a leftist to counter argue that. You have to come from a libertarian standpoint if he gets to do whatever he wants with his property, no matter what damage it causes other people. But he floods the zone using his team of his unpaid laborers who make videos of his on speculation based on the idea that maybe they could be like the one guy who paid his way through college. So you see 800 fucking channels putting out the same 15 minutes. Some of them get 50 views and 100 views and 1,000 views, and some of them get 750,000 views. So it's deeply fucking suspicious the way that he operates. And I don't think that there's anything valuable about him. Now, is he going to go to Congress and testify? I hope so. It might be one of the most interesting days of YouTube to be had ever. I don't think that there's a lot of value in Hasan as this fucking year goes on. He's becoming more and more irritating. He was great during H3, but it's really not hard to get it's really not hard to get up on on fucking Ethan Klein these days, it seems. And that's kind of fading away. It seems like Ethan Klein just was like, oh, you know what? You're right about Israel. And now no one cares. So he did the thing that he could have done months ago, but he did it now. And now it's over. It's over, pretty much. Like the H3 thing is like done. There's nothing for him to gain. There's nothing for fucking Hasan to gain. And it just seems like the few people that we had that were like massive lefty types are all trash. The whole fucking sphere is just ruined within a couple years. Fucking Destiny threw everything away. He's coming back to a degree, but who the fuck knows what's coming with that goddamn court case. Vosh is Vosh. Horse pedophile. And Hasan is incapable of doing the right thing ever. So the small mistakes he made 2 years ago and a year ago and whatever just get worse month by month by month by month. Because every time he's put on the spot, he's a fucking weaselly liar. He's one of the weaseliest people of all time.
I never said that, obviously. He says that he'd like nothing more than to come on to Uncensored and call me a baboon in a suit to my face. Well, here I am, a baboon, and he can join me now. I'm joined by Hasan. Hasan.
I gotta say, like, I know that I'll put this up on the screen. That's more than, God, of course, that's the face. That's more than Hasan offers any of his critics. Have you noticed that? Like, there's a lot of, like, Hasan will talk a lot of shit and not go on anybody's fucking programs. Like his peers. Do you know what I mean? Like, he does retreat, which has been the case for like the entirety of that subsection. It's everybody but fucking Destiny. Destiny will go and fucking scrap with anybody anywhere. It's very fucking irritating because, god damn it, what the fuck is it got to be him for? But like, no one else will. They won't. Or if they do, God, what do you get? What kind of fucking appearance do you get? I saw Bad Panada trying to debate the guy. I think he was talking to Matt Binder from the Majority Report. It's one of the most piss poor fucking fights I've ever seen in my life. What was his main argument? You Americans just watch American. I'm just going fucking Americans just watch. You just watch your movies. Everything you know about Argentina is from a movie from the 1990s. The stupidest shit in the fucking world.
And I find that
really hard, them, right?
Really hard to accept.
But do you agree with them? If they had said, for example, that October 7 attacks were brutal and massacres occurred, and then they said everything else, that Israel is committing war crimes, would you agree with them?
Okay. Here's what I would honestly say about that. This
is a massive miss for us typically. It's a stupid fucking debate, bro, questioning shit. But like, so many people in Hasan's sphere and like the lefty sphere in general don't understand what the fuck a war crime is anyway. Harken back to my debate, my brutal beating of fucking President Sunday saying I was a war criminal. Tyler, you're a war criminal. What war crime? How did I do it? When did I do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one? Well, if you deploy with people in the spirit of, like, no, dipshit. They're fucking written down. Does Hasan know this stuff? No, he never does. He can't fucking articulate anything. He's the guy that recognizes J-dams by this sound.
That are occupying Palestinian territory in violation of the international law. Settlers who are doing an act of colonial terrorism, and this is not my statement on it, this is international law, that are doing horrifying things by simply just existing there and maintaining the presence with an...
See, this is the issue. I cover the news, he says. I cover it better than anybody else. International law can be cited. It ought to be cited. If you've heard people that are good at this do this on his side and on the other side, they'll say, this is a direct contravention of blah 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 blah, whatever the fuck it is. I don't cover this 24/7. I talk about the stuff that I know. If this is your thing and you're the best at it and you know the most about it, you should know the fundamental way to talk about stuff, right? That's it. In a rough equivalent, if I said no, this okay, so people are coming down the street, right, and there was a deterrent fire and it killed people, and it shouldn't have been used. So why should they have not used the machine gun to shoot at these people to deter them? Isn't sound suppression used sometimes? Yes, okay, it is. Unfortunately, in this case, they used a LAR 25 25 millimeter to fire warning shots at this car. It's way too big of a round to be firing in an urban area. That the LAV should not have been operating in that area. You should not have that LAV operating. It should not be running checkpoints, and they should not be using that weapon. Specifically, it's too big and it runs too much risk of doing collateral damage. It's a 25 millimeter size round. When I was in, if you wanted to do that at all, you use a typical, much smaller, medium style machine gun, like an M240, mounted onto a turret in either, a very elevated turret on top of a 5-ton or a 7-ton, or maybe in a Humvee with some HESCO barriers between it in order to give you plenty of standoff time. You don't want to use something that big because that large round stands a chance of reflecting. A lot of those have explosive tips in them, whatever the heck. It's not a very common round. It's also too expensive to be using in that situation. It really calls into question why somebody was running a checkpoint with that kind of round. What were they expecting to come down there? Ba-da-da-da-da. And then you can go on to think. That's how you explain it. Do you understand? Like, I had like some institutional knowledge of that shit. I don't even talk about machine guns all the goddamn time. It's just a fucking background that I have. But that's how you answer that question. Hasan cannot answer fundamental questions about what the fuck is going on in Israel, and it's the most important thing to him. According to international law, this is other people who, fucking John, who's a lawyer in Germany who's been covering this forever, suggests that this is collective punishment and it's against the Geneva Convention article, blah, 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 whatever the fuck it is. You should have this prepared if you're going to go onto a show like this. I could put together this prep in like 15, 25 minutes. You guys have seen me like put stuff together for the show. This is why Hasan is a fucking liability, because he is just talking off the top of his head. Piers wins this by default for his entire audience because Piers is bringing, having done a daily newspaper's level of reading to talk about a serious subject he's mildly concerned about, and he's talking to someone who's claiming to be hyper concerned about it, and that person can't fucking answer the question straight or even drum out some nice sounding fucking sound bites. Like, Hasan says he's got media training, but the dude fucking has to go back like to the beginning of time to answer any fucking question. Okay, but I want to just return to, and let me understand that I've heard other people in certain circumstances when they have had conversations that were like this, or in certain situations which are a side of or even astride of or akimbo of this, they could be returned to, possibly even somewhat back away from where we could go back to and then have a conversation relative to it. And I'm just concerned that the way that the conversation was framed relative to your framing of it, relative to my framing of it, and our co-relative framings of this conversation leave us, you would say, in separate positions where we may, and that's time. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, when you talk, when he doesn't talk to people enough, so he sounds like a stuttering fucking idiot when he has conversations like this. Like, you're going to be the face of a move. The Palestinians are fucked because you're supporting them. That sucks, but that's the case, dude. Like, I keep saying this. One of the biggest reasons the Palestinians are in such a bad state is because whoever the fuck was doing work around that situation made sure the stupidest, most incompetent, disagreeable reprobates became the voice for pro-Palestinian causes in America. It's so fucking hard. Like, there's so many people got the opportunity. Could you imagine if you were on death row and then like fucking like Mike from PA showed up as your lawyer? Hey man, they're about to kill my whole fucking family, and then like Mike P from PA shows up, calls the judge a cunt, pisses his pants and leaves. Like, oh, bro, look at my lawyer, dog. I'm fucked. Like, that's what it is. I'm sorry to say that. Y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked up. This shit was so bad. It was not my biggest concern. I live somewhere, and what happens around me is my biggest concern. I'm sorry to say that, but trust me, if you were like most human beings, that's the case for you as well. I don't know what to tell you. So, like, black people get fucking snatched up off the street all the time. We have an immigration crisis here that is being solved by violence against immigrants. It's a scary fucking time to be an American. People have all sorts of fucking issues. Is it more important than the fucking Palestinians? Yeah, they are a lower priority to me than this, but they would actually be raised by the same waters that would lift the boat that fixes these issues that are close to me. I don't know how to say that in a nicer way. So the people that are hyper fixated on that as a single issue are so fucking self-absorbed, but also somehow reticent to learn shit on how to talk about the situation that's the most important thing to them, a genocide, that they come off as being disingenuous idiots. Like, you sound like a fucking moron. Like, so many of you sound fucking stupid when you come out as pro-Palestine. Not because being pro-Palestine is bad. It's not. That's a fucking genocide. Holy shit. The thing is I had to look past you fucking morons to see what they were saying they were actually doing, the other side, the Israelis, to go, oh, fuck, yeah, that's definitely a genocide. Can you shut the fuck up, Hasan fans? These people are screaming that they're doing a genocide right now, and you are somehow convincing everyone that's around us that it's a good thing because you sound like such a fucking moron. Like, I don't know how to say that in a nicer way because I don't know why I should. There's no value in, I don't want to propagate or defend that sort of lifestyle existence of just being stupid as fuck, but self-satisfied. So thinking that you should have everything like happen the way that you want it to happen. It's a very American way to be. Fucking dunzo.
Occupying force in the form of IDF, who was ritualistically humiliating Palestinians in a structure that B'Tselem, an Israeli organization, calls the permit regime, where every waking moment of Palestinians' lives in the West Bank are absolute hell, where they have no legal recourse. 51 Palestinians have died, and that was before the Ramallah, the Ramallah protest that happened last night, and the Israeli forces were opening up with live fire on protesters last night. So who knows what that death toll has become? This is all a product of Israel being an apartheid state.
This doesn't count now. If you don't understand how a conversation goes, no one on Pierre's side cares now about this, because Hasan has already shown that he said I'm a propagandist, but he's not also saying that but he's right. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not said I'm a propagandist, but also everything that I'm saying is correct. So now it's like, yeah, Hasan will misinterpret what he's seeing. He will lie about what he's seeing. He will not apologize. He will not return on what he thought he saw. He'll say, agree to disagree. But now I have to trust Hasan about this thing that he's reporting for the first time. He already can't be trusted. He can't be trusted. If you trust Hasan, you're doing it because you want to, because of who he is to you, not because of he's reliable. You know what I mean? I know this because people come to fucking scrap with me and they bring Hasan's talking points, and then I fucking push their head down in their fucking chest cavity, and then they waddle around until they expire. It's very bad. Because he lies. He says stuff that you can't get. Everybody thinks the Houthi, fucking Tim Houthi Chalamet, is a fucking pirate and a Houthi because of him. We found that out. We went back. I was like, why did I say that? I'll go double check. Let's see if I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's because Hasan introduced him as a fucking pirate, said you're Luffy, called him a Houthi, and then at some point later, if you follow the entire thing, he says, oh, you're not a Houthi actually. Oh, okay. Like, that's what I'm gonna watch the entirety of the stream and then also internalize that. But then again, the fucking actual like thumbnail and all the conversations already around it are, yeah, he's brought a Houthi pirate to talk to, and he said that that's cool. And if you turn on the video, that's immediately what he's talking about. It's like, dude, he's so bad at what he does. He causes harm. This is a thing you can do. Your good intentions. Your good intentions are not sufficient to replace your incompetence. If you are incompetent, then you are a fuck up. I don't know how to tell you this. Like, as much as Tom really wants to catch Jerry, and maybe needs to because he wants to, because that's his job, and he'll get hit with the paper or sent out, that doesn't translate to him catching Jerry. Because Tom's also a fucking moron. He has a lot of personality flaws. He fucks up all the time. He should well have caught Jerry a number of times, but he is a fuck up. A fucking moron cat that can't catch the mouse. It's kind of the funny thing about him. That is what Hasan is, and Hasan fans are, to causes they care about. They are fuck ups and failures. They are idiots that are fucking getting people killed. Extra people, you're responsible for it. Fucking Banda Panada's fucking home country, unless he fled. They got a $20 billion bailout of that blood money, so he can't go to the fuck. No more free toothpaste, my friend, or whatever the fuck it is you Argentinians get. I guess he's gonna leave, right? He got that bailout. You guys benefit from this system. You benefit from your ability to be an ignorant fucking moron who's part of a capitalistic system that turns your concern for issues into money for fucking idiots like Hasan. You can benefit from all that, and you never question it. You never look twice at it. And then you fail every cause you purport to support. You have failed the working people of America if you are a Hasan fan. You just have. You have failed them by supporting him at this point, because there's almost no one out there who's going to go on a first blush if someone can get to them before you can and go like, hey, this is the biggest guy on the left, you know, like this is the pro-union guy, and go like, oh fuck, wow, he's got his ducks in an order. Has this guy ever had a job? Like, oh yeah, he worked for his uncle. Being a scapegoat leftist punching bag is usually reserved for people like Reddit mods, so I guess Hasan is incompetent enough to take that role up. I mean, it's different scale. Like, he's basically like a Reddit mod grade fucking person when it comes to international politics. Like, the stupidest fucking elected officials are still like professionals at what they do. Like, yeah, they're fuck ups. You might get a couple of clips off of them, but there's the ones that are not like your Marjorie Taylor Greens can be pretty effective, and they have whole teams that Hasan refuses to get, of people that will put together like sound bites and lists and shit. Like, they don't even have to be smart. They have a bunch of little fucking toadies from Columbia and Harvard and Yale and Brown. They're going to get together and write out a fucking bunch of bullet points. And then like that morning, like, oh, what am I doing today? You're going to be talking about Hasan Piker today. Hasan? What the fuck is that? Oh, he is a streamer on Twitch. Is it like Rumble? My guys are on Rumble. Twitch is not YouTube, basically, but it's very, very big. Kids like it, but most of the kids that like it are in their mid-late 20s now, and it's got a lot of bad reputation. It's owned by Mr. Bezos. Bezos' thing. Okay. So, okay. My pre-brief, I called him a terrorist. Okay, he looks like a fucking terrorist. I have to bring up his Porsche. Why am I bringing up a Porsche? Yeah, he bought a Porsche. Several Porsches, actually, over the last few years. He's a socialist, or so he says he is, but he's extremely rich. You just have to hit him on that. Make sure to we have that marked. Make sure you put those into like the third half. You're going to have 10 minutes with him. This is going to be before House Arms. He said a few things about Senator Cotton that we want you to really focus on. What did he say? Well, he didn't say anything. He posted this picture right here. Is that Is that a gun, or it's a makeshift shotgun that was used to murder Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Japan. Okay. All right. Yeah. Focus on this. Okay. And who's asking for this? What are we getting? This is from Torres, sir. Oh, fucking Richie. This is IPAC money, right? Yeah. Okay. No. I'll get him. This seems fine. Is he any good? No? Yes? No? He's appeared on CNN. He's Piers Morgan. He's on the real one? Like, with... No. He wasn't on Good Morning Britain. He was... Piers' new thing. It's like Tucker's... Oh, God. Internet. Yeah. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. All right, well, here we go. And, like, that's what it looks like. I know you think it's, like, this big personal deal. A lot of them don't care. The scariest ones don't care at all. They don't give a fuck. They never did. They exist to fucking run the company line. And he'll sit down there like, Mr. Piker, like that guy's going to run those things like line. Mr. Piker, after 10 years on this platform, you know, and you like to, I know that you like to call American workers hogs, pigs to the slaughter. Is that a joke to you that Americans are hogs, Mr. Piker? No, which I understand it's a joke to you. What the American worker goes through, Mr. Piker. You were raised overseas. You worked for your uncle after you moved here, and now you're a millionaire. Tell me how that lets you speak on socialism. Did you drive here in the Porsche, or did you fly first class, Mr. Piker? Like, it's gonna be shit like that. If he gets called to Congress, it's gonna be fucking feeding time for any middle America Republican that wants to go. They would probably be fucking chomping at the bit if there are any low-level people that need, if you're up for a re-election, holding pro-terrorist foreign actors like Hasan Piker to account. Yeah, I think America deserved a 9/11. And then you cut to him, Mr. Piker, you drive a Porsche, you call Americans hogs, and you think socialism is how we're going to finish this country? Senator Josh Hawley is fighting for Americans like you. Like, he's set up to be the biggest piece of shit. Tyler, are you playing to Americans' racism? They're racist, first off. There's racists everywhere in this country. And fuck yeah, dude. They can hit him from every fucking angle. He's the worst example of every possible aspect of himself. It's fucking insane. Like, he's such a cunt. And he's not charming or charismatic. I know people give him that, but he's not. He is not charming. He is not charismatic. When he gets put on the spot, he has 1 HP voice. So, Mr. Pike, did you prepare for this today? You have some things you want to say to us about it. In 1957, when this, so what I understand that you have questions about this, and I understand your concerns, but I am I like to say, an idiot on the internet, and like his fans are like, yeah, man, it's great, bro. Like, he's surrounded by sycophants and yes men. Like, it's the same situation as Donald Trump. It's not a good place to be, dog. It's not good. He's the perfect person to drop the whole fucking shebang on us. You're like, you can fucking hate it for what it is, but like, it is what it is. Like, you can't ignore reality. That's what I'm saying, really.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the Westside.